Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's going to do a weekly review as Friday's session is now closed. Start off with the dollar. You can see that it's pushing into previous lows still. Kind of got pushed back during the end of the day, but it is pushing the 8 sideways from down to sideways, ending today. So it looks like a continuation bounce. See if it can break previous highs, breaking into previous lows, the 13. Its natural point would be, once it starts going, is to 97, which is the 34 for its first touch. Got a bearish retracement here, so look for, you got many bearish retracements here. Bearish retracement, bearish retracement, bearish retracement. So look for a bearish retracement all the way back to the 34. As this looks like it wants to keep going. For the day, how do we close? Looks like we're popping over the 34, change in trend on a daily. And you can see the bullish retracement here. As it went up, popped the 34 and came back down to the 8 and 13 and held support and kept going. Previous high break is 95. And as you can see, the previous lows all the way into 97 where the 34 SMA on the weekly sits. So we'll see what happens. It looks bullish from here. Might do little ups and downs, but the direction, if it can break a previous high 95.20, looks like it can get going to 96 and 97. So see how we closed on the 5 hour. 5 hour got knocked back, so it might bullish retrace back to the 8, making the daily bullish retracement as well. Let's see, last hour looks like it bounced. Look at the nice little falling star on the hour. Pretty nice to see. Go on to S&P. Pretty bad day for S&P and the Dow, as they look pretty much the same on a daily chart. Where we're different still is the weekly. Looks like we closed below the 8 on the S&P, and a weekly close on the Dow closed below the 8. So if we can break the previous highs of the EMA 13 next week, might see the Dow go all the way down to 17.2, as long as it keeps going. And obviously the major support, if it can break previous lows at 2030 all the way down to 2000. But the S&P lower highs definitely below. On a weekly, the Dow looks like it's still just a tad below. So it looks like Dow broke support. It's got one more support line at 17.5 on a weekly, but we are finally getting together on the S&P and the Dow, as they are now both below the lower highs, constituting this so far. If it doesn't bounce off that 13, looks like the Dow, that's a whipsaw. And the S&P already confirmed that whipsaw. So we'll see what happens. Lots of bad news out there. Lots of shops, retailers closing down. Lots of people are going to be out of work. And we're supposed to be in a recovery, so they say. NASDAQ, look for previous low breaks as it's creeping on 4,300. Closed down again for the week. Looks like we put in that bearish retracement and we closed down. Look for previous low breaks on the week, 4,300 and 4,300. Just look for a clean break, 4,300 on the downside. Probably coming down to the end of the channel. We're coming off of lower highs, breaking down. Got plenty of support on the way down. 4,000. Let's see what happens. Definitely close below trend on a weekly. So look for lower prices on the NASDAQ. Crude got knocked back a little bit late in the week, but it's still holding its own. It did crack the flat top break, but just hanging in there. Probably because the dollar was up today, it didn't move much. So breaking into previous lows all the way up. See if we can get up to 60 on a flat top break. Flat top break, we got a 50 break. See if we can get to 60 on it. Gold, it's doing its thing. We got higher lows. Higher lows. Looks like it's creeping. You can see price is between 13 and 8 in the little pinch. We're in a pinch. See if it can pop above 1280. I wish we would have done it before the weekly close, but it's very near that goal. There's a 5-hour chart. Just need to break above 1280, consolidate, and see if we can get to 1300 again. We could do that. Definitely do that in a week. $25 in a week. See if we can get up there. So nice close. See, I wanted to close above 1280 on a week. So can it go down? Yes, certainly can. It is closing below resistance, and looks like we got support at 1260, which we bounced already. Not sure if this is going to continue or not. Look for previous low breaks into support once again. But like I mentioned on the 5-hour, it looks bullish from here, as we got a nice flowing trend line on the way up. And the price is in a pinch. Very volatile, as you can see, the long bodies. And a quick snap of 1277 should blow us above 1280 and smooth sailing into 1290. Breaking into previous lows. See if we can break previous high of 1300. Think we can do it. We got higher lows all the way up, plus a close inside the pinch. Looks good for next week. Silver on a 5-hour close. Looks like we reached another bottom. A little whipsaw going on, and it closed above. We are closing on silver below our resistance lines, 8, 13, and 34. But we do have a double bottom. So see if we can work above. We need to get above previous highs. Let's just see how the daily closed. So you can see the bounce getting closer to that 34. You can see on a weekly how we closed. Getting close to a bounce off the 8. Can't tell if this is continuation yet or not. What it looks like to me is one of those stair steps. So step, one more step to complete the consolidation step pattern. Doesn't have to be 3, but it's usually 3. And look for bodies that are the same size, approximately the same size. So one more step, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe get a nice reversal candle next week. Staying above 50% of this body here. Bounce off that 8. See if we can hold the 8 for next week if this is a continuation. These aren't reversal bars, so likely a continuation. Look for a previous low break of 1687. That's a double bottom there on the weekly. Don't know yet. It looks like we're going to see a continuing pattern of consolidation for silver. As we look, let's see how we just closed out the hour. Looks pretty good for the hour. Looks like a double bottom. Boom, boom. So you can get a flat top break on Sunday evening, 1715 and above. 1715 to 1720, breaking in the previous lows to 1730. See if we can get up there Sunday night. Copper got knocked back pretty good this week. Look for previous low breaks. It's closing on its lows, which means that this pattern is failing. If it does that, could make a lower high or a higher low. Could easily bounce off to the 2 o'clock. But because of the month, there's so much more work to do on a monthly chart. It's likely that some of these patterns will fail. So there we go. Doesn't look good as far as this long red candle for the month. Can certainly bounce, but as far as the week goes, we are closing on its lows. We are breaking very close to previous lows. A break of that could get us to 2, and in that moment I would look for a bounce, since 2 is an emotional spot on the chart, making a higher low. So I suspect this is going to come down a little bit further. We got support at 2. Support at 2 and emotional support at 2. So there you go. You got 1, 2, 3 lines of support at 2. Could certainly break 2 and make a double bottom and bounce back. But again, this weekly chart is failing because the monthly has so much work to do. It is still, on the monthly chart, still below its previous lows on the 13 and the 8. It has to break above these spots to consolidate to get higher up, to break into previous lows. So we're not there yet. Copper is in a struggle. Can certainly bounce in a whip, but We'll see. GDX, you still got that double bottom W, bullish pattern. I'm looking for a previous high break of 25.40 on GDX. Looks like we bounced again off of the 8. So next week we could be in the running for previous high breaks off to new highs. Nice bullish bounces. We got a double bottom. Might need to do one more step, just like on silver. But can't say that these are reversal bars yet. These are pretty nice bounces. 2 weeks in a row. This would be construed as a hanging man, but it never broke down. Does look bearish on the long term, but on the short term, that W, if we can get above previous highs, previous high break 25.40. Nice hammer on the short term for the close, 5-hour close. That's a nice hammer right off the 8. So good signal for Monday. Looks good, but for the week, for the short term, it looks bullish. But for the week, we might have to do another step down. Step, and one more step. As long as we stay above previous highs, 20, let's just call it 24. Stay above 24. Definitely stay above the 8. Follow the 8 all the way up. The 8 has not been breached yet. Look, and it matters whether it closes below the 8. It can whipsaw past the 8 and move forward, but if it doesn't close below the 8, then it's not breached. So that's your confirmation, a close below the 8. But none of that's happened yet. So we'll have to keep waiting for this consolidation to continue and to hurry up. Same with the juniors. Nice bounce off the 8, same exact thing. Nothing going on today. But for the weekly close, again, got the double bottom. Might need another one more step. Stay above the previous highs, 36. So can't construe that as anything that is going to break down fully yet, unless it breaks previous lows. And the 8 is right there. So, and again, the 8 has not been breached this whole time on a weekly chart. I'm going to look at platinum. Looks like it did a previous high break, flat top break, twice. Here's a flat top break, consolidation, flat top break, and looks like we got lots of consolidation going on here. Look for a bounce off of 1,020, where the 8 is. Again, steps and consolidation, where these things look like, controlled demolition. 1,025 is the 8. So there you go, platinum in a nutshell. Palladium looks like on a weekly we are doing a bullish retracement after it whipped right across that 34. Here's a nice stair step, and then a lower high, bullish encompassing, and a pop, and now a bullish retracement. Bullish retracement right as the 13 is crossing over. So pretty nice. Palladium could be bullish in the next few weeks. double bottom here, boom, boom, stair step into support, lower high, boom, bouncing right off support. So it looks like it wants to move higher. It's just doing a little retracement. And one more, Bitcoin. Hasn't broken this flat top yet, but it might be a pretty nice move once it does. You can see the corkscrewing effect where price is between the 8 and resistance, corkscrewing all the way up. And it looks like it wants to move higher. But I think because the dollar is going up, the Bitcoin's having a tough time trying to make a decision. But that's it. Hope you guys are making some money. Sounds like a lot of you are getting the hang of that EMA 8, into buying into support, which is a great habit. And appreciate all you guys' comments. Please share, like, and comment, and let me know what's going on out there. And please consider a Bitgold account, as now the Fed is speaking and talking about negative interest rates, which is going to be just a disaster. Anyone holding their money in a savings account is going to lose money. Not that they don't lose money now after inflation, but if you're going to pay the bank to hold your savings account, it's mind-boggling. The whole thing is a wreck. They continue to start, they need a war to get going. They continue to start all sorts of crap everywhere. I mean, floating around in the Black Sea, right now, right on Russia's border, and the media's like, oh yeah, Russia's being aggressive. It's like, whatever. Just because Americans don't know where the Black Sea is. And then we're starting crap in China. So, who knows what's going to happen? I know the bankers want a war to blame the economic crisis on it. And if they can't get a war, they're going to do something else. So, make sure you prepare yourself, get yourself out of the fiat money system, out of the banks, so they don't bail in all your money and just confiscate it, because they truly think that it's their money. These are Federal Reserve notes backed by nothing. So think about it. Actually, don't think about it. Just do it. Bitgold, get you off of the dollar standard and onto a precious metals standard. Anyways, thanks, and talk to you guys soon.